Are we ready? Okay. I'll open the meeting at 5 o'clock. We will start with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
George Cullis,
Yes.
Karen Winchester here, Jennifer Ryan,
Here.
Derek Burton, Ryan Matson,
Here.
Michael McCanny,
Here.
Richard Kitteman.
Here.
I would move to excuse Derek Burton.
Support. Winchester Cullis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
I'd like to flip-flop 2 and 3. I think would be more appropriate.
We can't amend a special meeting agenda without full board.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, we can't do anything.
Makes sense.
So do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Yes. Support.
Mattson, is there support?
He is the support.
I thought you made the motion. I thought Karen said.
Oh, did you make it?
Mm-hmm.
I heard him wanting to amend it, so I missed it. Okay, Winchester Mattson, sorry.
But then really, we wouldn't do the budget amendments unless we accept the grant, so I think it's kind of okay order.
You also wouldn't want to approve a purchase without budget.
Right.
All right, so let's go ahead and approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments on agenda items only. Member of the public can address the board on agenda items only, once recognized by the supervisor. Comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. The board may extend this time by a majority vote. Prior to addressing the board, members of the public shall state their name and address for the record. A second public comment is available after new business for all other comments. Thank you for your cooperation. We have nothing other old business because this is a special meeting. I called this special meeting because the purchase of a vehicle gets a little tricky when you deal with the dealerships. You have to buy it while it's available. They don't want to sit on it for a month waiting for a meeting. So the board was aware that we had the grant and we were looking, so I went ahead and scheduled the meeting.
So are we doing public comment? Did you ask? Or you kind of just rolled into your next topic, so.
Oh,
Okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Just want to make sure it was actually offered.
So under new business, the first item, acceptance of the Eagle Community Energy Management Grant. This is a grant that Jen had told you about a few meetings back. It's in the papers that you were given. It's 23 pages long. We have to accept the grant as the beginning of this process. So the chair would entertain a motion to do so.
I move to accept the Eagle Community, or I'm sorry, what's it, what does it stand for? Community Energy Management Grant for $100,000.
Support.
Motion by Jennifer Ryan, support by Karen Winchester. Any discussion?
Looks pretty straightforward.
As straightforward as 23 pages can get.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a matching grant, so that part's nice. It is a reimbursement one though, so we have to pay for it first and then they give us our money back.
And it's just for public knowledge, it's a grant for vehicle and like upgrades to facilities for the vehicle, things like that as well.
So it's for an electric vehicle, charging stations at the new facility, and then also like an energy audit of the existing building and any kind of energy upgrades that come from that audit. So depending on how much money we have.
Left.
after-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I just didn't see, so I saw a list of things that you can spend it on. I didn't see anything electric vehicle. Was that is it restricted or just assumed or?
So it was part of, I don't know if the budget was included in the printout, but, so the budget that we originally submitted was for those things in particular.
Oh,
The
so
way
they
they
agreed to it?
adopted the budget was basically equipment, 71,000, contracts, 29,000. And then we can amend it with their approval if we needed to spend more on equipment or something
All right,
like
good.
that,
Yeah,
so.
because it did say if you wanted to go outside, they had to have an agreement. So you guys have an agreement. Meeting of the minds.
The budget's on the second of the last page.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find it there. There's also a stipulation that says if we change what we're doing outside more than 5%, that we have to have it in writing. And we checked with Cody, who is in charge of the grant, and we have a letter from him telling us we're okay.
Okay, nice.
That's what took, because if you remember, I was going to have this meeting last week, and we couldn't have it till today because it took several days to get that information from him. So we were clear to move forward. Any other discussion?
So is your question that it was, that the grant itself was restricted to or specific to purchasing an electric vehicle?
No, there's a list of suggested or acceptable things you can do, like insulation, HVAC upgrades, wind turbine, thermal system, solar thermal system, biomass systems. And then if you wanted to get outside of that or spend on something else, you need to have an agreement.
Yeah, so when we
So-
submitted the budget to apply for the grant, those were the things we had put in the
Yeah.
categories, was the car, the charging stations, and the audit with the upgrades, so.
Yep. So that's why I was like, how did they put it? I don't see car. So,
Yeah,
Oh, car's in there somewhere. I don't remember what page it was on, but,
The vehicle, yeah.
and it's part of the budget request.
nice. That's all.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Okay. Richard Kinnaman,
Yes.
Michael McCanny,
Yes.
Brian Matson,
Yes.
Jennifer Ryan,
yes,
Karen Winchester, yes, George Cullis.
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. And we move on to 2025-2026 budget amendments, proposed resolution 2026-06. Karen?
Yeah, this started with making sure we had the grant in there, the revenue and expense, but then we usually do year-end, budget amendments, so I figured we might as well do them now. So those are the revenue, but then I noticed, and I honestly, I hadn't noticed before, we did chart of accounts, account changes, and I don't know why I ever picked up, but instead of using the planning contracted services, I put it in the general services, so I had part of that budget in the wrong place. I don't know, it was, I've been struggling with those account numbers. So anyway, so you'll see those adjustments for that, taking it out of the general services where we don't spend it and putting it into the planning and zoning contracted services. And then the building, we're always amending because we don't really know how much building activity we're gonna have, and we have to adjust pays from what we're taking in, so we don't go over budget going, with our expenses.
but it looks like too, they're all,
Oh, and
revenue covers all the expenses,
yeah,
so.
and then there was like with the attorney, we had quite a few things going on, computer maintenance, the BSNA, when they quoted us, they told us about all the fancy stuff, and they quoted us for the modules that we had. Well, some of the fancy stuff that we wanted, and the reason we were upgrading, is actually separate. So we need business licensing and online permits. So we need to account for that as well.
Gotcha. As far as the grant, so we have it broken down, equipment 71,000 and then contractual 29. Is it just 100,000 total for the budget, or is that breakdown in here as well? Does it have to be separated, or is it just the grant total for the budget amendment?
Yeah, just the grant
Just the
total.
grant total? Okay.
Yeah. If it was gonna be a grant with like crazy activity, we'd probably wanna break it all down, but since there'll probably be only like a few invoices flowing through there, it
Right.
should be easy enough to keep track of in one
Okay.
account.
Any other discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-06, the 25-26 budget amendments.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion to approve by Kinnaman, support by Treasurer Ryan. The 2025-2026 budget amendment, proposed resolution 2026-06. Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Jennifer Ryan?
Yes.
Karen Winchester, yes. Ryan Mattson?
Yes.
Richard Kinnaman?
Yes.
Michael McCanny?
Yes.
George Cullis?
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. That takes us to the third item, which is what got us here in the first place. That's the purchase of the electric vehicle from Eagle. The truck is outside the door. I think most of you saw it on your way in. Karen's had an opportunity, Karen and Jen both had an opportunity to drive it. You'll see the purchase agreement over here with the discounts, brings it to a total of $60,597.
And
And then I did meet with State Electric on the charging station, and we have the necessary stuff at Dawson Tire to be able to put that in. And the intent is, we're gonna keep the truck in the bay over at Dawson Tire. Then when we need it, we'll go pick it up, because we already have one truck here for driving around the township. But this will be there. The nice thing about this truck is, the township truck we have now is a work truck from 2013, and it can haul 2 people. This truck can haul 5. So if we have to go to a meeting or go somewhere, which has happened more than once, instead of driving 2 vehicles, we'll all be able to pile into one and go that way.
Just
And I
watch
know-
out for that range anxiety.
I'm sorry, what?
Watch out for the range anxiety.
yeah,
Well,
How far you can go, yeah.
yeah, it's supposed to be good for 300
Yeah.
miles. We rarely go over that in a day.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and the truck we have now isn't necessarily great for moving some of the stuff we need to move either. I know
Right.
for the election stuff, we want to get it covered and
Yep, we want to get a cap and
Right, right.
a pull-out. Yeah, we need to be able to move election equipment when we have weather conditions.
Is there any other discussion?
Yeah, I personally don't want to purchase this model. I think a Tesla Cybertruck is a much better option. If you're gonna buy an electric vehicle, buy the best electric vehicle to be bought. I know it's a little more costly, but there are, I called a couple dealerships today. What sort of charging station are you talking about? Like the external ones to have inside the bay, like the third-party ones? Because the dealership said that the home charging kits were on back order. You cannot get one. So
So
how are you charging this vehicle?
I called State Electric. They're the same company that put in the charging stations in the township. I brought up your concern to him. I said, it's my understanding they're in Backer. He said, no, don't worry about it. We have them.
Well, you have what, though? Like
We-
these
the
external,
charging
the
station that we need.
third-party ones? Because that's not like Chevy equipment. It's different. It's a different part.
I
It
didn't-
can work, but it may be additional cost, or you're gonna have like this big honkin' station that's gonna be inside the bay instead of just having wiring that's going right to your breaker.
Well, that'll come before us when we, that has to be approved in order for us to get it in. And we'll be getting the 3 bids and bring that. So if you'll get with me so I know the right questions to ask on that stuff.
Okay. But yeah, just the Tesla Cybertruck, I think, is miles beyond anything else. There's also, Tesla has backwards compatible, like electric storage generators that the vehicle itself can power the building that it's in. We could have long-term add-ons with Tesla solar shingles on the new building that will provide energy to the building, the truck, you know, whatever. So I'm going to vote no to the Chevy because I don't want to purchase a vehicle that companies are kind of on the way out of making and have found they're not successful within their brand. Whereas Tesla, that's all they do, that's all they will do, is electric and technology. So
Those are enclosed type.
the Cybertruck has, you can open the back, so it can be an open like bed, or it can be.
Like a
it
pickup
comes
truck?
with- yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's like the futuristic silver, you've probably seen some pictures of it.
I haven't.
I've seen it drive around town, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
I actually had a chance to stand next to one today, and when you're standing next to them, they're bigger than they appear when they're going down the road.
Yeah, they're a big vehicle. You would have no issue with like your election equipment and whatever else. You know, as far as the shape of the bed with it kind of being in an angle.
The one
you know, I don't know what
curiosity-
your equipment looks like, you know,
Do I
but
need a box? I need a cover over
it
it,
comes with it.
like a,
What happens when
built-
it's
with
built?
elevated, not just, not like I need like a box, not
So my
something that
question
is
for you
only
is-
this deep.
Okay, that I don't know if they
Yeah.
The
do
back
that.
of it is slanted, I'm assuming that opens up.
Correct.
It
It
slides
will be
open.
an
Yeah, it slides open like
it's like
a-
a tonneau cover, but it
Yeah.
retracts itself and it can be an open
And that
bed.
won't work for us. We need something taller than a tonneau cover.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, when I looked at it, that was the one, it's hard to tell when you're looking at it. Like I said, I didn't go to the dealership and look at it after I talked to them, because they started at $79,000, or, $80,000.
Well, and that may be what they have on the lot, but you purchase Teslas through their app or website. You don't go to a dealership and negotiate and talk to them. You can purchase whatever style, there's 3 different styles. So you go on the website, you can pay it cash through the account or finance it, whatever. Pick the color. They make them in 3 different locations in the country. They'll ship it to you to whatever the closest dealership is, however you want it. So that idea of cost, you talk about maybe the few that were at the dealership there for sale, but you can get them in however style you want. And it is more expensive than this one, no doubt, that it is. But it's just a better vehicle. The charging is much better. You know, you're talking about going somewhere. I know, like George, you talked about going to Traverse City occasionally for things, and
Conference.
people at conferences. If you have to go, like this vehicle is going to take much longer to charge between stops, especially if you're in cold weather. I don't know the cold weather technology in the GMC, but it can significantly reduce your energy output, and you have to charge more frequently because the car is trying to keep the battery warm. And so Tesla has a built-in heater and insulator around the battery, so it does not take away the charge. And you can get, in a matter of 20 minutes to your next stop on a quick charge at a fast charging station. That's just not a capability for the GMC and Chevy. At most, you're getting 30 miles per hour on a charge, like of juice. And if you need to go somewhere a significant distance, like you're waiting a while. So I'm going to be a no to this particular vehicle. I would make the motion to make it contingent upon buying a Tesla, but if it's just going to be, this is just purchase electric vehicle. It's pretty broad. So that's just where I stand. Those are my opinions. I'm one vote.
I don't
so.
see the purpose of getting it if it doesn't have enough space for what we need. It might be, whether it's a better truck or not, if it doesn't have a big enough back for the stuff that we need to carry. I mean, because we looked at other things too. We looked at the SUVs. There's lots of SUVs. We didn't even look at the cars because we knew that wouldn't be enough space. There's not really a lot of van options. The only van we saw besides actual cargo vans, which we didn't really want, was like the VW one that
Yeah.
looks like a bug. Or not a bug,
Like the old school bus.
yeah.
Yeah, the wagon.
Yeah. That was pretty much the only van you could find electric. Otherwise, they're not making like electric minivans or anything. So the only thing that had the space we needed were trucks that we could
Right.
put a cap up over it.
Well, and I will tell you this, I think it's safe to say that we would not be buying an electric truck if it hadn't been for this grant.
Oh, I fully understand that. Yeah, like we wouldn't just do that just cause of our general fund.
Right.
It's grant funds, I understand that, yeah.
It was, and the state has these funds, they were trying to, they wanted people to buy electric vehicles.
Yeah.
And,
And for the most part, most of the usage is very, very local, so any kind of range issue isn't gonna be one, because it's gonna be charging every night and driving around town.
That's all I have.
okay,
Thank
And
you.
I would say, you know, if we've got this, I am.
I know, but it's, go ahead,
It's not working for you to hear it.
okay.
I see us probably only keeping this, you know, 3, maybe 4 years at most, and then moving on to something else. So, you know, I don't think it's a long-term kind of something personally. I think it's a short-term freebie.
Oh, it's a pretty expensive short-term.
Yeah, I don't
Short-term
know.
freebie.
I would
know if
hope we
they-
would get more, I
Well, we
mean,
can-
especially
we
the
have
majority of the
fully
use is
expensed
within just the
before you can
township.
just
like-
sell it.
Yeah, if you sell it within, I don't remember what the time frame is, but then you have to return the funds to the state. You can't
Right.
keep the
Yeah,
money.
well,
I mean, and I don't see a problem. If the truck is working, we'll use it. I mean, the truck we have now isn't like the best truck you've got, but it works, so we use it.
Yeah.
And we've had it since
It's
13.
13, yeah.
What's the warranty offered?
I don't have that paperwork with me. I'm not sure, it's whatever GM offers out with the vehicle.
Okay.
It's a new vehicle, it's got, it was a demo, it has 2,400 miles on it.
So is it considered used or new?
It's considered new,
Okay,
it gets titled as new.
okay. Just the Tesla, I think, is 8 years, 100,000 miles or 80,000 miles on the battery, so I don't think there's a better warranty on.
You know, that's not a question you asked me earlier, I would have had the answer.
You would think it would be part of paperwork we're signing, though, is the warranty.
Is it in any of that time frame?
No, this is the purchase.
Ah.
I mean, GM standard is 3-year, 36,000 miles. I don't know if that is the same, though, for their electric models. It could be
Valid
different because it's not a motor.
question,
It's not a
yeah.
motor, you know,
Right.
it's completely different technology,
Right.
so. You know, talking
Yeah.
about, you know, Richard, you're concerned about longevity or how long we're using it, you know, like if we have a
Right.
warranty on it, it would hope we'd at least get that,
Right.
you know?
Any other discussion?
Hold on, I'm asking chat. It's
Oh.
3 years, 36,000, whichever comes first, bumper to bumper. Electric vehicles, 8 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first. Battery capacity coverage, GMC will repair, replace batteries. If its capacities fall below 75% from the original value during the warranty period. So they have 8 years, 100,000 also.
Okay,
Okay,
that's pretty good.
thank you for that.
I did
Anyone-
ask Grok that, actually, so.
What'd you say?
The better.
I asked Grok,
Oh.
which is Tesla's X LLM.
See, it's unbiased.
Okay.
Good to know.
Chair would entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the 2026 Sierra. By the way, just to be technical, it's a GMC, not Chevy.
Okay,
Just for the purpose of,
yeah,
okay, because you had mentioned Chevy earlier. It's four-wheel drive crew cab. And it doesn't say EV, oh, it says EV here.
And it does have the vehicle identification number of 1 for the first digit, so that means it was made in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't have known that.
3 is Mexico, and 2
I'll go ahead and make
is
the
Canada.
motion to purchase the truck. Is there support?
So, oh, go ahead.
Motion by Cullis, support by Ryan. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Jennifer Ryan,
Yes.
Richard Kinnaman,
Yes.
Michael McCanny,
Yes.
Ryan Mattson,
No.
Karen Winchester, yes, George Cullis.
Yes. Motion carries 5-1. That brings us, to our last public comment. I get a head shaking of no. That will allow us to adjourn the meeting at 5:25.
5:25:15.
What? Oh, in 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Do you put the seconds?